Whereas the Gadsden Art Association is celebrating 60 years of promoting art and artists through education and exhibitions, and whereas the Gadsden Art Association was founded in 1958 by John Argyle King and others to be sponsored traveling art exhibits such as the Circuit Riders, American Watercolor Society, and the beautiful Sears Contemporary, and an exhibit of the finest works of local artists with admission pledged toward building a museum of art in Gadsden. Whereas the goal to create a museum was realized in October 1963 when then Mayor Leslie Gilliland offered 3 rooms at Convention Hall as museum space. Rules and bylaws were drawn up, a board of directors selected, and operations begun as the Gadsden Art Museum, now the Gadsden Museum of Art and History, an institution strongly supported by the members of the Gadsden Art Association. And whereas the first joint Gadsden Museum of Art and Gadsden Art Associations exhibit, the 35th annual juried exhibition of the Alabama Art League, opened on January 17, 1965. And whereas the Gadsden Art Association continues the annual art show, now a juried show attracting not only local artists, but artists from around the U.S., with the 60th anniversary exhibition in 2018. And whereas the Gadsden Art Association introduced Art on the Rocks, an outdoor art and craft show at Napaloo Falls Park in May, and an indoor art and craft show in December, and continued these shows for many years into the 1960s and 70s. Whereas the members of the Gadsden Art Association have planned a full year of exhibits, workshops, and social media for 2018. And whereas the Gadsden Art Association continues to promote art and artists in all venues, including a website, artgadsden.com, with galleries for current and past members, a history of the organization, announcements of exhibitions and workshops, and an invitation to membership. Now, therefore, Sherman Guyton, as mayor of the city of Gadsden, does, by virtue of the authority vested in him, proclaim the year 2018 as the 60th anniversary of the Gadsden Art Association in the city of Gadsden, and urge all our citizens to join in the observance of the anniversary. I have Miss Elaine Campbell, who volunteers at the museum, Gadsden Art Association member and former employee, here to talk about it.
Thank you for this opportunity, and let me invite each one of you to come to the Gadsden Museum of Art. The first exhibit that was sponsored by a group that was started by John Argyle King hung work out on a clothesline to promote art in the area. So as you can see, we've come a long way. All of our endeavors have not been easy, but we've persevered. We've had craft shows, we've had art shows, and we're celebrating our 60th anniversary, and I would invite you to be a participant. One of our goals in this is to have 60 members. So I would invite each one of you to become a member of the Gadsden Art Association. It's real simple. We have a membership form you can fill out, and then you can make your check to the Gadsden Art Association. And I'd like to recognize the members of the Gadsden Art Association, and also Ray Wetzel, who is the director of the Gadsden Museum of Art. Would you stand at this time, the ones that are here? Thank you for being here, and thank you for your continued support. A special word of thanks to the City Council, because all of the progress that we've made through the years could not have been done without the support of what I call the movers and shakers in the city. And you guys are certainly, and girls, are certainly the movers and shakers in this city. So we ask for your continued support and express our appreciation for your support through the years. I invite each one of you to come. We have an exhibit that will be going on celebrating our founders, and not many of our founders are still with us, but we have an exhibit that will be at Gadsden Museum of Art. Ray, do you remember the date for me?
March 2nd.
March 2nd. And it will feature Malou Smith, who is a longtime member, and also no relationship, Harold Smith, who is the carver of birds and wonderful artist on scratch boards. So we would invite you to just especially to come see our exhibit featuring our founder artists. Thank you so very much.